Okay, cool.
Well, that was the first thing that anyone heard, but we are back
Fucking
with...
lie as well. I just want chat to know that it's a goddamn lie.
Well, anyway, we're back with Titan's Reach. A little bit of catch-up. This was going to be an easy one because most of last session was kind of taken up with combat, right? Oh my god, take those glasses off! No!
What is the literal opposite of cool? What is the very definition of uncool? Every German at a Spanish resort ever.
They're quite perfect for the
fucking
deal with it.
with his beach towel. That's him right there.
They're very useful for when you have to make a new Twitter avatar for your political comments, right?
For fuck's sake. Anyway, so the catch up. Yeah, not a lot happened. So you left the tavern belonging to Andrea Mafort and headed back towards your ship. Once getting there, you found that there was a corpse outside. You guys approached and you could see this corpse hanging outside of the entrance into your ship. You headed in and were immediately attacked by what could only be described as space zombies. And once there, you realised the box that you had been paid to transport had all this like living flesh and tentacles growing off of it. After a fierce battle where people nearly set fire to the rust monster, the group settled down, had a small rest, and decided to send Alia out. Sorry, not Alia, Celeste out to go scout, because you'd found out that there were no way to get in contact with the tower. Your ship is currently docked, and when a ship is docked, it's locked in. And without the permission from tower, can't leave. Celeste headed up on the elevator, but it broke midway. She decided to climb up, and look, using her abilities to phase through any surface, phase through into the terminals, the terminus where the subways dock, and she saw chaos. As you saw this, we went back to ending the session, sorry. But, a few little details that I should update you on, just in case you forgot. Everest is pregnant with aliens. We got
correct.
That one. Yes, that's correct. You did try to call some doctors. You even tried to call Andreas once more. Andrea, sorry, and failed. So, we head over to Celeste. Celeste, currently you've just pulled your face back away from the subway terminal door, and below you, the elevator's maybe like 10 feet below. You can't hear anything beyond the blast doors at the moment. The screams and what you saw stays with you for a few moments as you hang there.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to try and make my way back to the ship post haste so we can jury rig a way out and get the fuck gone.
Yeah, so you were... I think you were in contact with the rest of the crew via your communication devices. I think you'd actually communicated what you'd seen. So yeah, you climb back down into the elevator. You phase through the bottom like you said you did last time. Hang there and then climb down on the side. Because of the service ladder on the girders... you're not going to require a check. You just climb down to the bottom, and
I've
you
got
phase.
a ability that covers me for.
And I'm assuming you phase through the door at the bottom to get.
Yeah.
And eventually, everyone in the crew, Celeste arrives. You head through like the battered and damaged airlock because of the fort fight that had happened in there, and into the main crew. And the first thing you see, of course, is the box. Once again locked down because. Only about, I think, an hour before, it had opened, and this wave of magic had burst out, and then the door had closed again. Some sort of fail-safe. But anyway.
Unless you have a lot more weapons, I think the station is lost. We should probably try and find a way off and away as soon as possible.
All right.
It's mayhem out there. I'd say take a look, but I really wouldn't recommend it.
Well, I would recommend it because we need to loosen the ship clasp that got us locked in here. That's done from outside the ship.
I mean, we have EVA suits, don't we? And an engineer? They're not something that we can do?
Or you want to just cut through them?
Oh,
I have no idea. It's not my speciality. But I think it's probably a better option than whatever's happening in there.
Look, this may be a impertinent question, but can't we just fire up the engines and go? What would happen if we do that?
we're just clearing the ship.
There's two scenarios, really. Either the station ripped, which is good for us because then we could leave, or the ship ripped, which is really bad for us. So, 50-50, really.
Any way to find out prior to doing that what would be more likely?
I assume you could find it out if you used math. Now,
Right, that's going to take too long. Do we have, like, I don't know, thermal lance or something? We just cut around some of the metal around the clamps?
Do
I
we?
assume these are meant to be... not meant to be stressed, right? They're just there to keep you in place so you don't drift away. I assume.
I'm going to take a liberty here, sorry, Liam. Not necessarily, because people may be trying to flee the ship illegally, so they're pretty strong. I could definitely give it a go, engineering and all that.
Please do.
I'd have to get a good look at them, and I'm not promising anything, but it'll take me a while regardless.
well, I'm gonna try
Just
to
start
shit out
suiting up
these
then,
aliens.
Captain. What now?
Oh, I'm pregnant with alien babies, so you didn't catch that because you were outside.
What the fuck is happening?
Well, I got stung by this alien tentacle thing. Yeah, that's it. We could try to, like, shock me with a defibrillator and hope that kills them.
Sounds like a terrible idea, but okay if you want it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I would survive more electricity than alien embryos, so...
Sure, okay. Captain, you
I
should
could
probably
eat-
really suit up soon while we try and deal with him.
Right. What would we have on hand, Liam? I'm presuming, like, basics.
Okay, so on hand, you have like many tonnage of hull sheets, so like sheets that can be temporarily welded to patch up and repair. You'd probably have like blow torches, simple gear like that.
So pick up anything she'll think she needs. I mean, she is trained in engineering, but I am not. So
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that. So
she
tell me what you
will
plan to
grab
do.
everything. I mean, a first point of call would probably be for her as an initial assessment, because I presume there are different types of clamps.
Yeah, so I guess roll engineering. Difficulty 3, so you train, so difficulty.
Wow.
So, it's been a while since you've learned anything about Bastholme. It looks like an old fortress, an old space fortress. Definitely think these are kind of like the flimsy type of lamps that probably could be broken.
By ship propulsion or by
Both.
both? Okay, if she's out there and she's already in an EVA, then she will try the first one first, just for potential damage to the ship if there's no time pressures.
Okay.
So she will set to work at trying to remove them, or at least
Just want to
weaken
mention,
them.
you know, the station's basically going mental. I feel like there is some time pressure.
I guess it would be quick as possible.
Yeah, so the plan is...
Blow torture shit out of them.
Okay, right. So, that is a totally different skill. No, I guess I would allow your engineering to lower it. So difficulty 5.
Watch me get a 1.
Remember that effort is a thing.
Oh yeah. I can't do it now, can I?
No, you should have said
No.
beforehand.
Yeah.
So as you get closer, what they look like are like almost like L clamps have come down and powered up and magnetically closed down on 3 separate sections of the ship to keep you positioned where you are. As you begin wielding through, you realise that you're not gonna. You need to get through one clamp. You're gonna need at least an 8-hour shift. They're thick, thick pieces of metal.
She'll put that down, then she'll stop. We haven't got 8 hours. Next port of call will be to check for any manual access releases.
Yeah, as Everest had pointed out, the manual release for it would be in the tower.
Okay. Fine. She will. She'll head back in, I guess. Well, I'll head back in, see if they manage to shit out, and then present the ultimatum.
Okay.
If I find the others, then okay. So, some bad news. It looks like we've got to make a quick decision together. Really.
Go on,
Clamps.
quick.
Clamps could be ripped with. Well, it's still a little risky, but they're old, and I think if we pull away at speed, we've got a good chance. Problem is, it will take me 8 hours to cut through them.
Try to cut through them.
Right. That's for all of them, yeah?
8 hours each, I think Liam said, didn't he? My fault.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a piece. So we'd be here for the best part of the day.
Mm-hmm. Right,
Have
so,
you tried disassembling them or something?
Well,
Rather than cutting through them?
Did they maybe have some sort of contingency that when the tower power goes out, they release automatically?
Not that I'm aware of, in truth.
If
But they
there's
looked pretty
pneumatic,
clamped on when
that
I was
could
out
be-
there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, please continue.
I was just thinking, if they're pneumatic clamps, there could be a hose that could be cut, which would release the pressure.
I'll have a look. We've got a few minutes, right?
Or similar, if they're an electromagnetic clamp, there could be cabling we could cut for it.
Good thinking. I didn't spot anything, but I'll head back out. And I'll do just that.
Alright, once again, like, the reason why you probably didn't know that is because you failed.
Yeah, no, I know, yeah.
Yeah, so you can make another engineering check with the help of Celeste. Difficulty 5 once more.
Effort can go in this time?
Yeah, so the way that effort works, Alia, is you spend the first level of effort. You can only spend 1 effort because you've got 1 effort. Costs 3 to you, so that'd lower it. If you spent 3 intellect, that would lower it to difficulty 4.
I will do just that. Come on. Wait.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Right, so yeah, spend 3 intellect, right? And what edge is, Todd? If you have edge, that minuses from that expenditure.
Okay, I don't have any edge left.
No. Edge is like a permanent level. So you've got edge.
Oh, I don't have any edge.
Whenever you spend effort in speed, like for example, you have edge 1, you would minus 1 from your expenditure.
Right.
See, so like if you had 3 edge, your first level of effort would always be 3. See how it works? Right, anyway, yeah. So you get out then, you realise with Celeste's knowledge and help, you think, yeah, well, if you were to peel back the bolts on the plate above the clamp, you would be able to get into the wiring behind it and then do exactly what she said. You don't know why you didn't think of it beforehand. So, but you begin using the automatic automatic. I don't know. Cool. But anyway, it completely like pulls the bolts out, and as you pull the plate and it floats there in space, inside you do see like tons of like thick wiring, and you pull out the one that you think is supplying the power to the magnetic clamp.
Yank.
You're gonna yank it?
Well, there, I'll probably just give it a clean cut, remove the power completely.
All right. I'm gonna give a GM intrusion here. You accept?
Yes,
Cliff
I'll give it to you. Who's low? Can I ask?
Yeah, you can ask.
Anyone want this?
I think everyone wants it always, but I have 0, but I've just spent, so technically I had 4.
Alright.
We're all equal then, I think. I haven't spent yet, but I have 4, so.
And the rest, you good?
They were
Equal?
all on 4.
Okay. It's gonna go to the pilot.
Alright. So Everest, who just receives experience, like, huh, what were you doing, by the way? Like, you just kind of like snap awake.
I don't think the experience added automatically. Did it?
It did.
Mine did.
Oh.
Yeah, because you spent yours, and now you've got 1.
Oh yeah, that could be right. What was I doing? Everest is in the med center trying to find the defibrillator to literally shock the eggs dead.
Yeah, so like as you go grab the defibrillator, suddenly there's a like a rumbling. You kind of drop slightly. Everyone else, the rest of the ship, you feel that moment as the ship kind of drops a few feet, and from outside, Alia,
Yep.
clean cut, you go flying,
Oh dear.
free flying,
Do
and you
I have
begin
comms?
spinning. You know that scene in Gravity where she gets flung away because of the explosion?
Yep.
Yeah, you're hooked in, but the moment you hit one side, you begin spinning. And spinning. You're unable to kind of like get your bearings once more.
No problem. But you say I'm latched on, so I'm not gonna float.
You're not going to float off, but you're a good 30 feet out, and you're currently wrapping yourself around one of the structured like manifold girders like around the ship.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a chance to do something, because eventually you're going to wrap around so much, you're just going to kind of eventually hit it and then be stuck.
Okay. Is there anything immediate? There's nothing that I'm going to be able to grab onto, right? This is going to be a free spin.
Yeah.
Quick physics. 0, apart from call for help, really. I mean,
Do you call for help?
hang on, give me a moment. It's like high pressure situation. I'm literally spinning. No jet, like the individual propulsion on the suit.
Yeah, there is. However, if you do try to do this, like, you know, you could try to slow yourself down. You could try anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and add counter propulsion. I guess. I mean,
I guess
physics-
I would allow your physics to help you here.
Sweet.
So difficulty 5 with that.
I can't do more effort anymore, right?
Or you can spend more if you
You
want.
do F on every roll, it just costs points.
Yep, I'll do it again.
Okay. Right, so you're going to get an option here to spend speed or intellect. It's up to you.
Spend speed.
Yeah, because, you know, you could use your intellect to use the mathematics to work out the propulsion to try to stop yourself, or you could use your acrobatics to try to stop this, like, you know, your physical ability. Yeah, so bearing in mind that would have only cost 2.
Okay, I'll up it because I've got edge.
Yep, so difficulty 4.
Here we go.
Nice. So
Nice.
there's a burst of gas and air that slows you down, and then you reach out, grab a girder, spin around, slam into it, and then immediately whip the chain back, and it undulates back towards where it was. You've wrapped yourself around 3 or 4 times, but you managed to stop it before it became a problem. However, we'll leave you for a second. Tane and Celeste, whatever you were doing in the ship, you hear a loud bang and a clang coming from down the corridor outside.
I'll go and check it out.
Okay, keep me posted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to check on Everest. Make sure he hasn't killed himself with that defibrillator.
All right.
Alright, so Tane, you head out, gun in hand. You look down the corridor and you can see the lights where the elevator is flicker and then go out, and then the one above that goes out, and as it begins moving towards you, the whole corridor is bathed in darkness.
What do I see on the station aside from this one passage?
What do you mean?
Is that light? Is light going out everywhere?
Yeah, so like it travels towards you and then goes
Yeah.
behind you down. Like it's like the power's going out a little by little.
Yeah, I get that. What I'm trying to ascertain is it just this corridor that's happening to, or is the entire station's power gone off?
From where you are, you can't tell. Like
Okay.
I'll draw it. So you've come out of the airlock here. There's a corridor that way, corridor this way, and the elevator's over here.
Yeah, okay, so it's all steel. Or
Yeah. There's
some
no windows, no nothing.
Yeah,
It's like
okay.
all just horrible steel. And you step back and realize you've trod in like the blood from that guy that had been there. And then you look down left and right, and then you hear like this blood curdling scream just echo down the corridor. Like,
Alright, time to go. I'll go back.
okay. Yeah, the airlock does close behind you as you leave.
Mhm.
But yeah, that definitely came from like inside, like muffled from inside the elevator column.
Yeah, something or someone's heading our way. Yeah, we should get going soon.
Okay.
Like, soon.
Put in a quick call to Alia. See how she's getting on.
Give me a minute.
You'll have just about a minute. We need to go, and fast.
Yeah, I'm currently at tetherball. Give me a moment. Right, I'm good. I've only got one clamp free. Think that's going to need to be enough.
Okay. We do what we. What's happening with Everest at the moment?
Everest is standing shirtless in the medical room, getting the defib ready to hit himself with them.
Slathering himself with that defib juice.
You should probably lie down if you're going to do this. Allow me.
Oh, do you want to defib me?
It's probably better than yourself, in case you knock yourself out and collapse, kill yourself,
This isn't the first time I've defibbed myself, but sure. And he lies down.
Oh god.
I don't
okay.
know if I'm more or less concerned by that statement.
So the plan here
Okay, don't
is
tell me when you're gonna do it. I'll close my eyes. If it shocks me, it's gonna shock the eggs. And he closes his eyes.
3, 2, 1, clear.
This is the moment to shock your pilot when you're about to
so
fly.
Adrian, I'm gonna give Everest a GM intrusion here.
Yeah, sure. I get an asset if you do that, so let's go.
Alright, yeah, give me a second.
You have a heart attack. Congratulations.
I've sent you over the GM intrusion. So what happens is I need Celeste to make a medicine check. Difficulty 7. Yeah, gave you Yep.
Okay, how can I bullshit one of my skills into this?
Because the GM intrusion is gonna fuck you up, but I want to see if the roll still succeeds. But we'll get to the narrative part of it in a second.
I don't think there's anything way I can bullshit medicine.
You could-
to be honest.
You could just roll a 20, I guess. That's it. It's the only thing you can
just
do.
roll a 20. What type of check is this?
Medicine, so it's intellect.
I'll put FN.
Oh, nice. That drops it to difficulty 6, or are you going to put more? Oh, you've only
I
got
only
effort
have
one.
one effort.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't take effort for the level up. Maybe I should have. I did consider putting effort 2, but oh well. Let's go.
Alright, so a lot of things happen at the same time right now. So Celeste goes clear, bang! As you attach the Deodites to his chest and just shock him, Everest shoots up. His eyes go wide, right? And then he goes still. And then his head goes slack. His eyes go glassy. And then Celeste, as you stand there looking, he shoots up and he vomits all over you. And then you stand there looking confused. You feel disgusted. Everest, you stumble back into a kind of like a comatose state. And it's only then, and Celeste, you realise, you look down, and something's slithering towards the door in his vomit.
Can I go and try and put a high heel through it?
Yeah, no, sure, yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't know what that
Speed
is.
check, I guess. A speed check, difficulty 3. Okay, yeah, you run up, you stamp on it, and as it squishes, like you got that rippling effect from your high heel, because they're magical high heels, like they leave a water ripple, and it goes, and makes this like kind of like a almost too human sound as this like eel-like creature tries to like escape underneath a hill, and you just crush it. You turn back, and Everest is standing there, eyes closed, staring at you.
Standing there.
Yeah, he got up. You didn't even hear him get up.
Feeling okay?
Am I?
No, wait. He doesn't answer. He just takes a step towards you.
Anyone? Hello?
Well, once I hear this, because also I didn't go with you.
Yeah,
So-
for Adrian something.
Yeah, you just kind of like hear a distant call. Actually, there's comms, so you hear on the comms
Yeah.
like, anyone there?
And I'll make my way
There's a
over to see what the
problem.
hell's going on.
And if he gets too close in the time that I'm waiting for someone else, I'm just going to shout clear and shock him again.
I mean, I'll make my way over, but it doesn't sound immediately alarming, right? Like, is anyone there? It doesn't immediately sound like, help! Like,
Mhm.
that just sounds...
No.
sound.
It's my poor voice acting skill. There was supposed to be trepidation and nervousness in the voice.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that, but trepidation and nervousness is more like, did I see something around the corner, rather than, oh shit!
Yeah. But to be fair, it is kind of that stage at the moment. I don't know what's happening with him.
Yeah,
It's a reasonable thing.
I'll make my way over, but...
Everest, like, lets out a primal groan and then charges past you.
Clear!
Okay, this one will like be an attack to deal damage, but okay, so Adrian, you need to make a speed defense roll.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you get shocked. It deals 3 damage to you. And you fall down to the ground. He doesn't move after that. He is stunned. As you would be by being defibbed.
I will slowly attempt to drag him back to the medical table, and if I can get him onto it before anyone else arrives, restrain him.
He's very, very heavy, and I'm assuming Tane does arrive eventually and help, but yeah.
And his beer belly is hanging out because he did take off his shirt beforehand.
Finn, I don't know what's happened to him, but I think the creature is affecting him. He seemed to lose his mind and charged for me. I had to hit him again.
Right.
He helped me get him onto the table.
Uh-huh. And I'll just, like, gruffly grab his leg and just sling him up onto the table.
Yeah, and
Hit him onto the table.
Everest, during this, like, you know, this is taking a full minute, like, to get you up. As you're being restrained, you do wake up. You, like, come to your senses, and it is you. Back to your senses.
It worked, didn't it? I remember throwing up.
Yeah, there was some other things going on from the sound of it and look of it.
Well, complications don't matter if the result is right. I don't feel anything moving inside of me anymore.
Yeah, it seems to have
Sure.
left, maybe.
Is it still around? I don't want to get pregnant again.
The one that came out, I killed it, but you still seem to be affected after it came out, so I'm not so sure.
Oh, do you think there's more inside of me?
Well, that
Big
would be
was
the.
this thing.
Sorry, how big was this thing? It was like maybe about
Yeah.
6 to 7 inches.
So it's fairly sizable. Then.
Yeah.
It's not. We're not talking like actual embryo size. It's like a decent.
Yeah, it looked like a lamprey.
chunker.
Yeah, it looked like a lamprey eel.
Nice.
Do we have any kind of scanner, X-ray, something? Can we check?
Yeah, like the med bay does have all of
Yeah.
this. Yeah, so you're going to put him back in to be scanned again.
Hmm?
Okay, yeah, as you were doing that, Alia, outside, you've just managed to unwrap yourself and you can see there's the second and the third clamp. What?
Sorry, I've completely missed my name. Second and the third clamp, but I thought we were at time press now. I was making my way back in with one clamp gone.
Right, so yeah, you make your way back in.
Yeah.
Arrive back in and head
I'm
up to
done.
the hangar bay.
I'm done. We can go. What's the hold up?
Right. So, you see that trail over there? And that?
Ugh.
Yeah, so there might not be only one. We're not really sure.
Would it be best to disengage so we only have to deal with one as opposed to the encroaching problem?
Hmm. Well, let me ask this way. What happened exactly? Like, what seemed to have triggered it previously? Were you aware of what happened, Celeste?
No, I came in. We attempted his defibrillation like he wanted. He threw up the creature. Then, after I tried to kill the creature, I turned around and he was off the bed, seemed to be in a catatonic state, and then charged me.
Yeah. Okay. So, perhaps some equipment here in the medical bay to see what we can do. Maybe raise his heartbeat, do things like that. Stress test his body weight, see if anything else happens. Because can't really have that happening in the middle of piloting. That's not gonna go well.
What if I just drink copious amounts of alcohol so that that thing dies? Because obviously it has less blood than me.
So you assume
No,
it's
about the
intolerant.
shocking, but the shocking didn't work.
It can't be both alcohol and shock immune.
Let's
Well,
try
Do we
to
have,
scan one
do we
more
have
time
the
and
day,
we'll see.
the pill for the day after? Do we have anti-baby pills here?
Alright, so as you guys are talking and you're all like convened in the medical bay, you do get the voice come
Speaking of
through.
that, sorry, I've got to interrupt this. What's the word for it in German? Because I fucking love it.
No, the regular pill is called the anti-baby pill. Anti-baby pill. But the
Even in German, it's literally just like anti-baby pillen. Fucking
Fuck's
brilliant.
sake.
But I don't know what the German name for the pill for the day after is. I think it's just the pill for the day after.
Anyway, the med bay does come back with Everest. Your torso organs are alien free. However, a quick scan of your brain detects heightened hormonal responses to chemical imbalances. Judging mental illness, and it seems to like scan for a second. Addiction to porn found. Therapy suggested.
Oh, we knew that,
I can
right?
stop any point.
At least we know the machine is well calibrated.
And that you're alien free, right?
Yeah, that means I can pilot the ship, no problem. And he stands up and falls over.
So, how does this work exactly? Torso is alien free. Brain is mentally, well, it's your brain. What about the rest of you?
Are you saying you want to scan my dick?
Not
But at least-
necessarily, but, you know.
It
At
wouldn't
least
fit
the
in
only
the machine.
gross, slimy tentacle is on the outside of his body.
What?
It's not slimy. I watched it yesterday.
Let's go.
There's like some sort of dangerous fucking horde of Dead Space-ish things outside, and you guys are just inside. Like we should probably scan him for more diseases. Anyway, so what
This is
was
important to our survival.
you don't want him spreading space AIDS around.
Oh,
It's
it's
more
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 things you
likely
clean
a
up my puke.
scenario than the outside problem.
So, plan is Alia, you want them to just try to fly off, yeah?
I
How are the clamps positioned? Can we, like, tilt out of them somehow?
Yeah, so they're like in like a triangle like formation. So you've got like the two bottoms are still attached, but the top one is no longer attached.
Yeah, so just wiggle it free, if that makes sense.
I mean, well, that's up to the pilot, isn't it? And how well
give it
he
a little
does.
jimmy.
Well, that's what I'm telling him. Wiggle it free.
Wriggle it free. Like some sort of, when
No.
you clamp off a nail and it's still kind of stuck there, so you wiggle it until it comes off. I get it. I can do
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
I really
Top
thought
one free. Shimmy it upwards.
Well, I've good news and bad news. The bad news is I've never done this before. The good news is, once I've done it this time, the next time I'll have done it if it happens again. And I'll have experience.
That sounds marvelous. Can we get going now?
And Everest, puts his shirt back on and attempts to wipe up a bit of the puke with his shirt and then waddles to the captain's chair.
Yeah, you sit down, put your seatbelt in. Get ready to go. So to break free of the clamps, is gonna be 2 separate pilot checks.
One for wiggling and one for taking off?
To break free from the clamps, yeah, you're gonna need 2 level 5 rolls in a.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, the rest of you begin hearing an unearthly kind of wail outside the airlock. And then the slow, gentle thud of something ineffectively smashing against it.
Time to shimmy.
I'm gonna go strap in operations.
Okay,
Yep.
I see
Being
Rock.
unfucking tethered while this fucking move's going on.
Yeah, so you've got your mag boots. Your boots have the magnetic function, so during anti-gravity, you are grounded. But
It's only enough magnetization to simulate gravity. It's not gonna fucking do shit when this ship goes fucking rocketing free from trying to break these clamps. I'm fucking strapping it in off.
Yep. Same.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so everyone's just... Oh, what about you, Alia? Where are you strapping in?
Probably bridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're with Everest.
Actually, hold on. Let me have a look. I'm trying to find on the map where it is.
Over here. Number 11?
Yeah. Now I'll strap in opposite the airlock,
Okay, yeah.
so that in case something comes in through the airlock, just in case, at least I can shoot it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's all good. So you're standing there. Alia, you're in the bridge. So, Everest, we need those pilot checks. So the first clamp.
I'm gonna edge for both of them. So I'm skilled in piloting and I'm gonna edge. So I need a 9 for both of these.
You're going to do it twice. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So let's go for the first.
Hey! So, wait. With a 19, I will lessen the difficulty of the
difficulty.
second check.
That's a nice word.
Yeah, difficulty.
That's
So
really hard.
what happens here is you activate the acceleration, but at the same time you dip the ship. So you've kind of formed this kind of leverage, this lever motion, which snaps. You've still got one part of the clamp like embedded into your ship. The rest is snapped away. The moment you take off, you believe you should be fine because it will snap all of the connectors and the wires the moment it's put under stress. But for now, I'll lower the difficulty of the next check from 3 to 2 because of the 19.
Hello everyone, this is your captain speaking. I have wriggled successfully. I will now attempt a lift off.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, shit! That was close. And you basically hit full throttle. And as you do, the actual propulsions push you so far forward that you are glad you strapped in. Because Celeste, the first thing you feel is the G-forces as you're slammed back into your seat. Same the rest of you. You are slammed into the nearest surface, facing opposite to the drive propulsion. And Everest, you just push forward. There's a kind of like grinding clang as you pull the mechanics out from the ship, taking them with you. Instead of ripping free from the wires, you took out like parts of the panels. You've now got like about 20 foot behind the ship. You've got like 5 or 6 panels that were attached originally to the station now, kind of flinging about. You guys take off, and within 30 seconds, Everest, you are a good 1,000 kilometers away. You turn, and just as you look out the bridge, you can see the ship is spinning, but it looks stranger than usual because there are no lights on.
This is your captain speaking. We have successfully taken off, and in the background, some like woman screaming can be heard. Everest is obviously another tab open. I will now attempt to phone an SOS signal so someone cleans out that base of the alien scum. I would advise someone searches the ship for any more aliens, because they were already on the ship, so no one can really say we're alien-free.
This is your actual captain speaking. Please, when you're in the server room, can you delete all browsing data?
Okay, so being this far out, you have several different options. In the Bastholme system, you have 3 arc gates. The one that you came through, that leads back to Dyson 8. You have one that heads towards the Cave system. And then one that you were meant to go through when you were done here, heading to Greenholm.
There's like no real advantage to any of them, right? They're about the same, right?
You were originally told to go through Greenholm. And once
Well,
there, find a pirate arc gate.
Well, we're doing that then, I guess.
Well, it's up to you guys. You've got freedom to go wherever the fuck you want.
We're doing the mission, right? Where's Boss Lady? Everest phones is on the intercom again. This is
She's sitting in the seat right next to you.
Oh. He closes all tabs. You didn't notice. Do you want to do what we were told to do, or do you want to go elsewhere?
Honestly, let's get away from the station and decide together. I think, in truth, it's probably best if we stick. We need a reputation. You know, we don't want to let down our first clients.
Is he our first? I thought our first client was Celeste, and we didn't do what Celeste wanted us to do. So really, we did let down our first client.
We're paying it back in employee benefits.
Okay. So, we're looking for the pirate gate then, yeah?
I think so.
Okay, Everest navigates to where we think that is.
Alright, so around about 30 minutes journey from here is another arc gate. This arc gate, designed very similar to the Dyson 8 as you approach, because you're no longer in the previous system. One moment. No longer in like the Shattered Worlds. As you approach, their take to the arc gate in Terra Prima is totally different. The Imperials don't have all those adverts, all those neon lights, and all that kind of thing around their arc gates. They kind of see their arc gates as not religious, but they are things to be respected. Whereas in the Shattered Worlds, they're like, just another commodity. And as you begin approaching this, you can see there's nobody around. It's lit up and active, ready to go, but the arc gate to Greenholm has no traffic.
This is very suspicious.
Is that not normal?
It depends what your definition of normal is. Generally people have stuff in their fridge, but my fridge is usually empty. But some would say that is not normal. And that's the situation with this arcade. It's certainly concerning. I said we just go for it. I'm kind of feeling invincible after getting shocked twice, truth be told.
Well,
I'm a bit on a high.
you know best, I guess.
Everest still goes through the procedure of attempting to phone in that they're gonna use the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
But then I assume no one responds.
No. You get a response. You get a response from AI. So as you do phone in, you do get like a kind of almost female robotic voice returned to you. Say, Rust Monster, you have permission to... You shouldn't. You should have had to have maybe done something here, but it just seems to have accepted that the Rust Monster...
Okay.
Looks like the fridge has some more ketchup in it.
Oh, that's a good metaphor. I like that one. And Everest pilots in.
Alright. So as you pilot in, the same thing as last time. The ring, like a sort of ring detaches, then attaches to your ship, moves forward, away from the ring of the arc gate, and then shoots forward into arc space. This voluminous, kind of like this luminous green tunnel of light. So you've got an hour spare. You've got away from Bastholme. Currently you are on the journey.
So let me take stock. We potentially have a life form stowing away. I missed a lot back there.
Well, we had life forms on ship, and we think we killed them, but there's no guarantee that we killed all of them, it's just what I'm saying.
Right, well, I better start a sweep then.
You know how in the movie Sunshine, Liam, in Sunshine they scan for breathing things?
Oh, yeah.
Can we do that?
You can ask the ship to do such a thing, yeah.
I asked the ship to scan for breathing things.
For breathing things. It finds, it does take a while. While in arc space, it takes maybe 20 minutes of your time. And it does come back with, there are 6 breathing, living beings.
Oh, that's concerning.
Can you identify where they are and their type of life form, their size?
So, where is everyone then? Are they all here currently in the bridge?
There's only 2 seats in the bridge. I think it's those 2 in the bridge and me and Tainer in Ops, which is just south of the bridge.
It does begin to say, there are 2 living beings in operations currently in the... There is 1 in the hangar bay.
And the last one?
I seem to have miscounted.
Are you alive?
I would think so. Basically, that was Liam counting himself for some bizarre reason.
Okay.
I don't
So
suppose any of you have a pet on board by any chance? Wish
No.
we thinking much?
I mean, with 5, we know that something messed up's going on with our cargo, right?
Yeah, do we think the cargo is the living thing?
Absolutely. I mean, I am, aren't you?
But they didn't tell us to feed the cargo, right? Like, usually if you transport living things, they're like, give it hay every 5 hours, put down a litter box, right?
Yeah, I think it was more don't touch it or it'll feed on you kind of thing, and then someone touched it. Now everything's gone to shit.
Oh, okay. So do we let it stand there, we just ignore the issue, or...
Well, what else do you suggest we do with it?
No,
Touch it?
that's my suggestion, we ignore it. I don't want to deal with that. I've been alien pregnant once today, I don't plan to do it a second time.
Wait, you don't think
Maybe.
you don't think the client knew that it was dangerous, did you?
What the crime syndicate was that asked us to transport his cargo and asked us not to open it under any means. No, he must have been caught completely off guard by this.
Crime syndicate? They were respectable businessmen.
Yes, I'm sorry, I minced my words a bit.
Yeah, you're all forgiven.
They're respectable businessman, I'm a star pilot. Celeste is an honest woman.
I know, we are very lucky.
And you can hold your liquor. All is fine. Now help me figure out why there's another toolbar in my browser.
That was well played. I don't...
This may not be the best. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
It may not be a suggestion to everyone's liking, but we have been paid partially up front. We could space the thing and be gone.
What do you mean that's not to everyone's liking? That sounds great.
Isn't that a bit dishonest?
No, it is a danger to us, the cargo, so we're just doing what's necessary for us, our protection.
Could we tether it behind like a wedding can?
It's probably doable. I don't know how well it would fare out there, but I suspect you could.
We could get, like, a bigger box to put the box in. If we were paid pretty generously, we could take a full stop and just get a second, container.
It's a reasonable idea. We have hull plating. We could potentially fuse hull plating around it.
That's doable.
The box did get pretty battered, so that's just protecting ourselves.
Until then, we should put it in a place where it's at least easily discarded.
Can we just vent the cargo bay, worst case, Liam? Is that possible? Just open...
It does
Should be.
it does have a door that opens, yeah. But you do currently have like all of your kind of like loading gear in it. Your trolleys, your crates. There are
We could begin moving those into the hangar bay, right?
I have one very important question before we go through all of that effort. From where do we open the hangar bay door?
The bridge can.
Okay, that's good, because if it has to be done from inside the hangar bay, then...
Mm-hmm. A word of warning: all of you are intelligent to know that venting something into arc space is a recipe for disaster.
So we've got
You say all of us are intelligent to know. I'm not sure.
Well, only you and Celeste would know that arc space isn't to be messed with type thing. Like, it's well known that people that try anything anything like that disappear. Don't come out the other end. The ring will, but there won't be any ship attached.
either way, we're on alert, I guess, for some time. 40 minutes, I think, if my calculations are correct.
Let's keep an eye at least on the meantime, and we can decide once we're out of arc space.
We've also got the other big slithery elephant in the room. There's a sixth life form on board. Last time I counted, that doesn't account necessarily for the cargo.
William already said he fucked up. It's only 5.
Oh, right.
Yeah, sorry, that was me.
No, sorry, I missed that part, sorry.
The computer counts itself as a life force. Our ship, the rust bucket, is sentient.
Going to start shifting some things from the cargo bay to the forward bay, in case worst comes to worst.
I'll help.
Everest is gonna type up a report about the station alien crisis to mail out as soon as they fit next space.
Everest, get a pop-up blocker.
What? I got this MacMonkey security system installed, and I thought that would protect me. You know, this MacMonkey guy seemed like a reasonable fella. I saw him doing cocaine on YouTube.
Right. I think we're going to have to do a reinstall when we get to the next spaceport.
So we're
my
heading
taskbars! I have it just how I like it.
Guys, where do we, girls, sorry, actually, where do we want to go? So, what's our point in what we're doing?
You mean in terms of travel?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could deliver the thing.
Home, and then to the pirate gate to hold fast.
Yeah, but then what? Like,
Then to Thea.
yeah, and then?
Then we make the delivery.
You want to actually deliver that thing to someone?
Better than here.
I mean, it was my suggestion to space it, but
Yeah, I'm not sure why we skipped over that.
well, I suggested. I'm happy for this. Down to the captain, really.
If you guys want to space it, we space it.
Obviously, it does come with the risk of being somewhat wanted by our employers, but you know, could be fun.
Which may hold some negative consequences, whereas having this thing for sure holds some negative consequences for us. So here's what I suggest we do. We make sure that we start emptying out the cargo bay. Right, moving everything elsewhere. We don't have to space it now, we'll just be ready with a button to do it in case any more shit starts. How's
I
that
think that
sound?
would be best.
Agreed.
Forgive me for sounding naive, but could we not just journey through and deliver it in one stop?
Well, I
What do
believe
you
that
mean?
would be the original plan. I don't believe you
Right.
can take an arc gate to that distance. You'd have to take several arc gates, i.e.
But-
the route was suggested.
Yeah,
We don't need to stop, and we don't need to keep it untended.
you would need an arc drive to do what you suggest.
Yeah, we're just gonna zigzag. We don't have to hold it. How is our what's it called? Fuel tank. Do we have to?
Yeah, so
That's what I was alluding to. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't mean
so,
to have to make a stop.
the way that I've described it before is you don't have a fuel tank, you have a reactor. reactors last a long time.
Okay, so we can't just no station book it to the rendezvous zone.
We're fine until Liam decides to intrude us and fuck us, basically. I
Yeah,
think is
until
what
a
we're saying.
GM intrusion on your reactor goes wrong. Yeah, basically.
Okay,
So they're,
okay.
they're like, you picture it like a nuclear reactor, but like it's a fusion reactor. It's going to go on as long as you've got, it goes go on for a long time, right? They do need repairs, they need maintenance, but one fuel rod, so to speak, could last centuries.
I don't like could.
Well, you are in the Rust Monster, which is several centuries old, so...
So what's it to be, Captain?
We stick to the delivery if we can, and we place it in a easily jettisonable position. I think that's our best course for the moment. We don't want to piss off she shudders, crime syndicate.
Oh, I thought we were talking around the issue. Can we call him a crime syndicate boss now, or do I still have to pretend he's a businessman?
I'm not sold, but I trust you more than I trust him, and that's a start.
I am famously trustworthy.
Well, I'm going to continue in the cargo bay. I'll head off.
Okay, yep. So you basically, while you're in Arc Space, you're doing the business of moving things. I mean, Tane was helping you. Said sorry. Helping move stuff from the cargo bay,
Yep.
the hangar bay into... Yep, let's go to... Yep.
And yeah, Everest types up his report about the station problem, but the way Everest types is he does not do any punctuation, and he doesn't capitalize any words.
And with one hand, I'm guessing.
No, he has... since the captain is sitting next to him most of the time, he has stopped for now.
No, I mean, just as a habit. Not so much that...
Oh, it's like Al Bundy, right? It's in his pants.
So, who's in the hangar bay and who's doing the work? It's
me, probably.
and Celeste.
She's in there. She's probably doing less work than Tane is, though. But she's at least... She appears like she's very effective, but she's not.
Alright,
He
so...
doesn't want to break a nail.
Yeah, so I guess Tane would be the one that hears them. So Tane, as you're working around, you swear you hear Celeste say something to you. It's like a almost inaudible whisper.
Do I hear the words, or is it really
No, like when someone says something
okay.
like across the other end of the room, and you're like, "Hey, what?" It's kind of like that. Like you just hear these. It sounds like a female speaking. So you in your head, think you hear Celeste talk.
Oh, what's that, Celeste? I couldn't hear you.
A what?
You just said something, but it was too quiet for me to hear. I was moving boxes, so...
Didn't say anything? So I was absent-mindedly singing again?
No, you weren't singing. You said something.
No, not me. Sorry.
Well, Alia's not here, is she? Alia? Alia?
Will I hear that over comms?
No, I'm obviously calling in the hangar too.
Oh no, I'm in the bridge.
Because you can I assume you can quite clearly hear the difference between a comms voice and like
Yeah, you
an
can.
actual voice, because one's coming like close from spatial range.
Yeah, so
Yeah, well, that's not good then, because I definitely heard someone talking. If it wasn't you, then who the fuck just spoke to me?
Are you sure you heard something? It wasn't just the creaking of the ship or something? What did he say?
Well, unless the creaking of the ship suddenly went and had a soft female voice, I don't think that was the creaking of the ship, no. I couldn't hear the words, just something just out of earshot, you know?
Think it's the thing?
Yeah, it might be.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, let's hurry this along.
To kind of get a bit closer to him and just have a peek at the whatchamacallit, whatever
Yes.
we're calling this thing. I need
So-
a name for it.
Tane,
The MacGuffin.
as the MacGuffin, as you begin walking towards it, Celeste, you hear the voice again. This time, low but clear. I whispered you.
Celeste or me?
Yeah.
Okay, because you said as you start running towards it, Celeste, you hear, and then
Oh yeah, yes, aren't they? So Tane, you hear.
Yeah.
It's come through.
yeah, that wasn't you again, was it?
What?
No. Okay. Yeah, this is weird. I'm just gonna go and walk away and see if that changes anything.
What's happening, Tin? You heard something again?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a couple of sips back then. I want to check out the MacGuffin.
Okay.
Rocket, you'll find that it is a space guffin.
Spagguffin.
Yeah.
Spagguffin.
So Celeste, as you approach, it's got a central door up front, and then it's like I think I explained it before, like a very large, just unadorned steel cube. It does have a panel on the door that currently is each kind of like button on the panel. It's like 4x4. Has a funny rune or sigil in it. It glows red currently. You remember seeing it in the battle when it opened. That panel went green. It opened, and then closed.
Oh, I probably missed that then. So the thing actually opened at some point.
That's when that magic burst out, because you guys failed to kill the thing in time as it was...
I thought something got like breached as opposed to it actually opening.
Yeah, like the door seemed to open, then a wave of magic burst out, and then it closed again.
Okay. So there is no actual like breach. There's no kind of like little holes scratched.
No, it
into
doesn't
or
look like
anything.
it at all. Oh, there is damage to the, like, superficial damage because of the things that were attached to it. Like, there's still kind of like rotten, bleeding flesh all over.
Okay. So it doesn't actually look like we're at risk of it kind of escaping due to damage.
No.
Okay, well that's fine. I'll carry on.
Hmm?
Everything's totally fine.
I'll just take some distance, like get out of the hangar bay and just go and have a sit down somewhere. See if it's proximity based or not.
Yeah, so you did get another, like, message before you left the hangar as you were leaving.
I'll reflect on that for a minute and think of what to do.
Okay.
You can continue while I do that.
Yeah, okay, I was waiting for you to do something, sorry. Yeah, so Celeste, as you continue moving stuff around, and it does take a while, but there's not much in here, and after about 30 minutes...
Especially as the actual worker's gone.
Yeah, but, I mean, it will take 30 minutes to clear it, and you've got, like, remember you had about 40 minutes left until you left Arc Space? So Everest, you're just sticking to the bridge, and Alia...
Everest like explains to Alia which button to press to emergency vent the hangar bay, and then he takes a space shower because he did throw up earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
And then I think he goes clean the med bay because again he did throw up earlier.
Yeah. When you're in the med bay, by the way, you do see creature. It's like 6 to 7 inch long, kind of eel-like creature with a toothy maw that bends slightly outwards.
He like stares at it and then stares at his stomach and then stares at it and like recoils. And then he throws like a towel over it and throws it away with the towel.
Picking up a dog turd.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. What about you, Alia?
I was going to check integrity of the ship in terms of the damage that we took.
Yeah, so a quick look around and a quick scan. Once again, superficial damage to the rear of the ship. Nothing that can't be fixed at the next port, you know. It's going to be weird if you try to get it fixed at an Imperial port and they're like, why do you have Imperial clamps attached to your ship? You know, it's like you arriving at a garage to take off like a clamp on your car. You're like, can you take this off,
Yeah.
please? Like, you know, it's a bit odd.
Fair enough. In which case, no problem. And then I guess I'll set about the task of repairing what I can on my end, but only the light bits. Nothing massive, if not.
Okay. All right. So preparation. What's everyone doing before you leave Arc Space and land in Greenhorn?
Well, after reflecting on what Thane just sits there and thinks about it for a minute, goes back to Celeste and says, "Look, I heard the worst this time around, and they're a little bit concerning. Not gonna lie. First, it said you're running from something, so am I. I don't see it running anywhere. I don't see it moving, but I guess it's speaking figuratively. And then it said, when you leave teleportation, you'll be caught and killed, by which I think it means like once we get to the arcade on the other side. So if that's true, we've got a couple minutes at most, I guess."
What you think? Something's waiting for us?
Well, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Maybe he thinks that we're going to get killed because of, I don't know why. It makes no sense to me. It's not like we're scheduled to arrive there or something, so why would someone be waiting for us on the other side of this gate? Maybe she just means like eventually or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, we weren't really kind of scheduled. Well, I suppose maybe we were scheduled for the last stop, but that went down, so anything's possible. But I hear what you're saying. We should at least prepare. Speak with Everest.
Hey, Everest?
Avarice is now sitting back in the pilot's chair in his bathrobe and his bunny loafers. Yeah, sure. How can I help?
So, this is going to sound a bit weird, but seems the cargo can speak telepathically.
Do you also want to get your brain scanned in the med bay?
Yeah, sure, we can do that later, but for now, what it said to me was, you're running from something, so am I. And then after that, when you leave teleportation, you'll be caught and killed. Now, I'm sure eventually we'll get caught for something, and I'm sure we'll get killed eventually, or die of old age, I don't really care, but I'm not really sure how immediate I should take this as. Anything you can do? Can you, like, scan what's at the gate where we're arriving or something? How does that work?
Can I scan what's at the gate we're arriving to, Liam?
Arc Space is Arc Space. It's just always this different realm.
Nah, we're sort of cut off from everything here, but I can go straight into, emergency dodge mode once we arrive.
I'm going to point out, would know this, while the pilot, but you have a new drive installed. I mean, remember Andrea Mafort wanting to install something into your ship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that like a super speed drive? What sort of drive do we have installed?
If you double click on the Rust monster, have a masking drive installed.
Oh, stealth. We can go into stealth mode.
If she did give us that, I remember.
I don't actually have the Rust monsters. Oh no, I do have it. There's the Rust monster.
Yeah, you might want to do that just in case. Is that like something that could get a shot just for doing that, or is that
no? So
fine to
the
do?
masking drive is very similar to the technology she was using to hide her personal identity.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was asking Everest in character because I don't know his thing.
Yeah. So Everest would know that it makes you look like something else.
It's not, I don't think there's a law against it, but truth be told, I don't know space law that well.
Yeah, I thought maybe this applies to piloting in that sense that, well, let's try and do it anyway, and then, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
If it doesn't get us killed, it's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it will, so that's on you.
But you might want to stop fraternizing with the alien cargo.
I mean, maybe. It's not like it told me to blow up the ship, you know.
Okay, that's a very specific thing just to mention. Did it really not tell you that, or are you just saying it didn't tell you that? Because if it told you that, that's concerning.
Look, I'm telling you exactly what it told me. If you don't want to do anything with that information, that's up to you. But
No, I want to do something with that information, unless that information is blow up the ship.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's weird to just come out and say it. Like, if I told you...
No,
I definitely
you're
didn't.
being an ass about the fraternizing part, so maybe just shut up and do the driving now.
Oh, he's
Okay,
jealous.
I'll stop this discussion just because I've never won a discussion while in my bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Makes
engages
sense.
the cloaking device.
Right, so as you begin to open it up onto the, you load it up and the holographic, it's got a sort of, when you open up options in a game and it's got all those tabs and selections, it's got all different kind of settings, and you realise it's got nearly 2,000 different models of ships installed to pass off as.
So I think the trick here might be to make us look as unappealing as possible. Something that is genuinely not worth stopping.
But we also want to be something that if we investigate it, we can sort of pass ourselves off as. Like, if they come us, we need to have the knowledge to back up what we are.
What's the most unappealing and unvalued type of ship we could possibly be?
This one.
Is there a space tax collector's office?
I don't know, I'm still reeling from Rocket.
That was a good little tee up.
I could pretend we are a garbage ship.
Yeah, that or the tax collector, one of the two.
That would
Well, there's
do.
no specific ship type used by tax collectors, is there?
Mm.
Oh wait, in the
There's
Empire,
something
maybe.
waiting for us. Surely they know the ship and they know what they're looking for. They're not going to be fooled if we put a mere disguise on, right?
Well, when you open up the options, there is a whole drop-down list of changing your drive signature, changing licenses. There's a bunch of fake licenses on there. It's got options to try to fool scanners and stuff. Obviously, this requires a roll and stuff to try to hide from anything trying to peer in. But it should work. It's a level 5 masking drive, right? It should work against mediocre security. So it's totally up to you if you want to try it. Normally, yeah, you're not meant to use it for going through art gates and stuff like that, but it can work that way.
If what's waiting for us is space pirates, we should be a ship that space pirates wouldn't want to attack.
Wait.
How about something that transports radioactive material? Well, I know we don't know if it's space pirates.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'll let you.
But just saying, in case it is space pirates, we wouldn't want to be anything they want to rob, like tax collectors.
Garbage ship sounds fine to me. So just, I don't know, put a garbage sign on the outside.
Yeah, it would look. They look pretty much the same as this thing. So I changed the ship signature and make us a garbage space garbage collection ship.
Like a junker.
Yeah,
you're just
like
a salvage
Cowboy
junker.
Bebop,
Yeah.
those salvages, yeah.
Alright, so you select the option, and this is a few minutes before you exit Arc Space, and it begins to apply, and you're sitting there going, oh fuck, and it's one of those really horrible Windows bars, applying 2%, 3%, you're fuck. And then it gets 10%, and then goes and just shoots straight to 100. Yeah.
Everyone's frantically closes all his tabs to make it go fast.
And eventually, yeah, even it falls.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's alright.
Just maybe as well before we actually reach the gates, we should put in some kind of contingency plan for if we need to run. Pre-plot some courses to escape.
Is there another warp gate close by we could escape to? Like,
Okay, so Greenholm. You quickly bring it up onto like the wiki page or whatever. It does have
Space Wiki.
it has 4 arc gates, but you've been told about a 5th, like a pirate or an unknown arc gate, or like an arc gate that's not controlled by the Imperium. You've been told about that. You don't know where it is. The whole point was you were meant to get there yourself. However, you've got one that heads back to Bastholme, one that heads to Seld, one that heads to Terra Prima, and then one that heads to Holdfast.
And we want to go to...
Well, you want to reach Fear. The idea was that the masking device was to get you past security checks. Like, the options are there for your crew, for the crew to try to figure out how to get to Fear. I mean, God, you could even go straight to Terra Prima, the capital of the Imperium, and do whatever you want to do, and go try and get round that way. I'm not going to stop you.
Well, no one would expect us there.
Just so you know, because like you got away from your planet, Everest. Terra Prima is like one arc gate away from that planet. In the oceanus system.
I don't want to go there.
Be honest, I would say if we had to escape anywhere through an arc gate, Terra Prima might be our best bet. It's,
Well, we'll have our pick
Capital
of our
space.
gates once we're there.
and our ship is known there at least. If there are people after us, and it's not Terra Prima, they may be willing to help, owing to who's on board.
We should be fine if we head through our sector.
Well, no one's going to start a fight with us at Terra Prima, at least, so I do think that's the best bet.
Honestly, we may even get an escort. Not that type.
Unfortunate. So, the plan is then we try to use the masking drive. Hope we find nothing at the other end. If we do find something, we hope the masking drive is good enough. If it's not, we wrap it to Terra Prima.
Agreed.
The plan is to come out of Arc Space in Greenholm, court, leg it to the arc gate towards Terra Prima, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's come out, hope there's nothing there. If there is, hope the masking drive works. If something does come after us, then hopefully Everest has plotted some fancy course to, burn off slingshot us around a couple of planets and gain some speed and launch us out to Terra Prima somewhere.
Okie dokie. Okay then, so as you head towards the exit of the arc space, you can see it in the distance. When you're on the bridge, arc space being this green and yellow and this rainbow-esque kind of like teleportation around you, this wall, this cylinder of energy. As you begin to approach the end, you do see the arc space. It's just like a black hole at the end that you begins to get larger and larger and larger as you approach it at speed. Okay, so as you approach it and you exit into the planetary system of Greenholm, farming, like agriculture. So there's that poof when you all kind of are sat down, like strapped in. Immediately as you hit the other end, you're stopped. The ring detaches, and from the bridge you do see 4 Imperium war cruisers floating at different distances. Some of up to about 500k, about 1000k. That's kilometers. And can Everest make me a piloting check? Masking drive. It's gonna give you an asset, so that's level 4.
Yeah, sure, I'll edge again. I have 1 intellect left over, so that's the last time I can edge for piloting. I have an acid, obviously. No, I am skilled, so I have an acid. I'm skilled, and edging, so it's gonna put it 3 levels easier. What do I need?
5 down to 2.
Okay, well that seems simple enough.
Don't say that.
Would you like to spend an experience point?
Yeah, I've spent an experience point. Do I get to roll again?
Yeah, you just get to re-roll.
Here comes the one.
Oh no!
I spent another experience point.
I thought you only had 1.
No, I got another one earlier.
Oh shit, okay. Well, there you go. See, this is what experience can be used for in this system. To just basically cheat fate, but it works. Okay, so as you go through, there's a moment when you all kind of like, your breath catches in your throat. You see these humongous ships. They are shaped like arrowheads. And the moment you appear, all those arrowhead tips are facing the arcade. And you feel a scan wash over you immediately. You feel that light, and that buzz, that kind of static. And then you get hailed. Junker00234, you are clear. Welcome to Greenholm.
As a Big Daddy of Junker 00. Well, thank you for the clearance and have a good day. And then he turns around. Junkers always have weird calling signs. They'll believe this.
And as you pass under the war cruisers, you see in the distance the pale dots that are the planets of the Greenholm system. Greenholm system being a very kind of like habitable system. As you approach, there are like 2 planets in the Goldilocks zone, and they're well known for one being quite like a jungle planet, and then the other for being a temperate planet with an entire planet filled with farming. The 2 separate planets have their own bases to land at. However, from here you guys can decide where you want to travel. You could rest up if you wish. Bearing in mind that you've actually been travelling for 5 hours, 6 hours now, non-stop, since the battle with Kerry Loaf and then the job taking. You've done like an arc jump, landed at Bastholme, met Andreas, done all of that chaos, and then jumped to Greenholm. So it hasn't even been a day yet.
Been a busy day.
We should stop at a space bar.
I think we should probably put some distance between us and them before we stop. I don't know how long this ruse will work.
That does sound more sensible. But
Then space bar.
Spacebar.
I'll see the captain agrees with the spacebar.
If possible, we should probably land maybe... If we're looking for pirate gates eventually, we probably don't want to go to one of the standard inhabited worlds. We probably want to look for somewhere a little more questionable. Might be easier to find information on it there. I'm right in thinking we don't know where the pirate gate is. We have to.
It wouldn't be a good pirate gate. Yeah, you don't really like a quest line. That's very true, Rocky. That is indeed how I planned it. But yeah, you have no idea where the pirate arc gate would be from here. You do know of the 2 planets. The jungle planet's name is Marilia.
Are they the only 2 planets on the system?
No, there are 5 gas giants, but they are relatively not visited. Like,
is there a knowledge check or anything I could make, with my background in being a criminal, essentially? Do I know any kind of seedier places in this system which we might be able to get information from about this pirate gate?
Yeah. Make me an intellect check, and I'll see if you have any skills that actually help this. What do you think would help it, if you do have any?
I don't know, because some of mine are quite broad. I'm trained in any task relating to stealth, and we're looking for a place that's kind of off-world, out of sight, away from the more what's the one? Law enforcement, basically. A hideout.
Uh-huh.
So, knowledge of hideouts relating to stealth.
Yeah, okay, so difficulty 3. And I'll allow your history to drop that to 2.
Okay. I will F it as well. Because it's an intellect check, so
Sure.
imagine that, I might as well. And roll a 1. Hey, here we go.
Yep, that's cool. So, you remember the gas giants in this system. They're rated from, like, front to back, like, the temperature-wise. So they're called Marth. Marth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You remember somewhere, in the deep recesses of your knowledge, there was a lava moon on Marth 3. And you remember hearing something about a smuggler's cove there. You can't remember, like, when you say there's a lava moon, you realise, knowing your knowledge of gas giants, that this gas giant can have like 50 moons. But,
Yeah.
you know, you and when you type it into the console, it does bring up Marth 3, a kind of bluish, kind of like a pale blue gas giant, very similar to our Neptune. And you see it's got like
I'll explain that to Everest and the captain and make the suggestion. So I think there is a moon around here. We'll have to locate it, but it could be a suitable spot.
Forget about it. Like, Taylor looked a bit confused as to why he's not being told, and then just like walked away.
Oh, sorry. The pilots would obviously need to know, and the captain. What is your role on the ship? My apologies.
Well, one, I was lifting all the heavy stuff that you didn't feel like doing. I saw that you just kept walking in circles, looking busy. And two, when we need to go somewhere, we need to find a way that we need to go, I'm the one who'll find it for you.
Oh, well, that is useful to know. But here is my thought anyway. Maybe I should chat longer with you once we actually get to this bar, for once.
Yeah,
Good to actually get to know the crew properly. My apologies.
I can have a think on what would be the best path to get us there. I'll do some digging.
Great. I'm sorry I can't give you any more information. I know there are lots of moons, but I'm pretty sure it's on this gas giant.
Yeah, so the arc gate that you've come through is quite inner system. So you guys are probably like an hour's journey from Marilla, the jungle planet. No, the other way around. Marilla's the inner planet, and Drade is the outer farming planet. So you're quite close to Drade, like the gate here. So to turn around and travel back to Marth 3 is going to be a several-hour journey.
Sounds like autopilot nap time.
Yep, when you apply effort to navigation tasks.
Yeah, that was from Mike, mostly.
Thank you.
Blah, 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 blah.
Ta-da.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Alright, so, yeah, the ship turns, and I'm assuming you're travelling towards Marth 3.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, well, if you go onto autopilot here, this journey could take you 3 to 4 hours. And
Yeah,
you're just lucky. You're just lucky that at this point in its 800-year orbit, that it's on this side of the solar system. It could have taken you like a few days.
Everest has his hammock in the pilot's cabin, right? He just takes a power nap while the autopilot does it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to cabin and nap.
Yep, that's fair enough.
Nothing. Captain's quarters, of course.
Obviously, most of you have used quite a lot of your...
Yeah, that's the 1 hour rest for me. After that, I only have 10 hours left over.
Yeah, I've only got the 10-hour one as well.
Yeah, so all of you can have the hour's rest if you wish.
I think I'm gonna hold it.
Okay. The rest goes ahead, and as you approach Mar 3, like I said, through the bridge you can see it. It's this very large Neptune-esque gas giant with a vertical ring system that kind of has a pale green light to it. It's only as you get closer that you see it's like the remnants of something mechanical. Ring isn't natural. So as you approach as well, Everest, you also notice that something coming from the planet, some sort of radiation, some sort of signal, is blocking kind of far distant communications. Like, the moment you get there, you get like a warning symbol come up. It comes up over your tabs. It just says, long distant communications disabled, or unable. It's like there's a shell, perhaps, around the planet that just stops long distance. But yeah, you see many moons, and the scan picks up like maybe 36 moons.
I will. I think it's probably that way, and I'm just trying.
Yeah, well, that's your ability, right? When you apply, you're gonna apply effort, I'm assuming, to navigation.
Yeah. So I'll apply 2 levels of effort to the task.
So basically, you get a free effort if you spend effort.
Yeah. So I get 2 effort.
Yeah, that's fine. So it's a difficulty 5. So if you spend some effort, that drop that to difficulty 3.
3. Yeah. Okay. Is intellect, I assume?
It would be, yeah. Nice. So as Everest is like piloting around this quite treacherous ring system, and you can see it's like space debris from a massive ship or planetary kind of system, something that was built mechanically. You can see like this would be worth salvage and stuff if someone could sit here forever and take it. But as you begin flying around, navigating, Everest, you lean over. Sorry, Everest. Tane is leaning over you, directing you where to go. Sorry, Todd, your noise is coming through as you're shuffling around. Yeah, as you begin directing the ship, eventually you do see a lava moon, a small pale red dot on the far side of the planet, and Everest slingshots his way that way until eventually you see it. There are satellites in orbit around said planet. Like, Todd.
Is it still going?
Yeah, like it sounds like you're just like clicking or closing doors.
Just opening doors, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, so you are approaching
How many
this...
doors can you open?
I don't know. Anyway, you do see this lava moon from a distance, and you see the satellites orbit in, and the ship does pick up that there is settlement there, albeit small.
I attempt to hail them.
You don't get anything back.
They're showing us the cold shoulder. Do you have any, like...
I imagine they would, right? Not wanting to be like, oh yeah, hey, pirates here.
Yeah, do you have... Are you guys law-abiding citizens, or do you have any piratey things I could hail them with?
Liam?
Mm-hmm. Well, no.
Any pirate knowledge that we can throw in there? What would I normally do in these scenarios?
Normally,
I think
you
just talk the way that you would normally talk, Everest, and I think you'll be fine.
Like in the Shattered Worlds, it's like that sort of thing is actually more organized than in the Imperium. It's like in the Imperium, it's very hidden, very kind of like clandestine compared to the Shattered Worlds, where people kind of might be more brazen. So you're under the illusion you just turn up, and if you're not if you're there to cause trouble, then deal whoever it is. It's there. You have no idea what this cove is going to be like, other than the fact that you should probably just turn up and do what you got to do.
Okay.
think we
Let's
just
set
take
some.
it in.
I'll take it in. Some ground rules, Miss Noble Missy. Be cool. This is a criminal den. Don't embarrass us.
Right. Cool. Be cool. I've got it.
Just be cool.
This is terribly exciting.
If they smell fear, they'll attack.
Right.
Yeah, so as you approach the lava moon, you don't get anyone like try to stop you or hail you, but you do see 2 or 3 ships in like orbit around the moon, stationary orbit. And as you approach, you do get a vision of a small to mid-sized town, and they're built mainly above rivers of lava, and you can see they've got plants and power plants, sort of thing, built over the rivers, and everything seems to be built quite high up on these kind of like platforms. And there are maybe 10 docks, and you see most of them are empty. There is like kind of a busy-ish town, all the mid-town going on here. You see smoke, kind of like, mostly
Harvest Festival.
I'd like to say that the architecture there looks kind of like obsidian coloured metal with kind of like everything seems to be tubes and stacks and chimneys.
I think I see a bar over there. Maybe Dock 2.
Is it like spaceship sized or is it shuttle sized? The dock.
Mostly shuttles.
Okay, so I park us in orbit.
Okay.
Oh, folks, I suggest we take my party bus.
The rust bucket.
Alright, so the rust bucket exits the rust monster, which is weird. It's like poops out a rust egg. And then just
His shuttle is called the camper. It's not the rust bucket.
And after
Keep
a
telling yourself that.
little bit of a rocky
It's like
descent,
if you've seen Archer, it's like Krieger's van, right? it has like a really weird
That's totally
aesthetic
how I
going
imagined
on.
it, to be fair.
Does it also have the AI in there?
It doesn't have any
Absolutely.
AI in there, but it has like the dice hanging on the window still. It has like weirdly foamy seats. And there's like a
couldn't
nice
afford the AI,
grill
so
just
he's
standing in
got
the middle.
The standard 2D poster.
Oh yeah, there's posters everywhere on all sides.
yeah, so after a rocky kind of like rickety descent and you land on dock 2, like you said, you park up, and the moment you go to leave, the ship, rust bucket or whatever you want to call it, indicates that there is breathable atmosphere here. However, the temperature does come out at 40 degrees Celsius. Uncomfortably warm, one would say. The moment you stop, you do see, approaching you, it's the only way I can describe it, is a Darth Vader looking figure with his like helmet off. And you see he's got like a bald, scarred head. And he wears like that, like kind of what I mean is like kind of like plasticky black suit. And you see tube coming from the collar area going to his mouth. And as he walks up, he continuously sucks on it and then breathes out this sort of smoke. And you all look towards him and you see his eyes are kind of this pale blue. And his skin is this real dark tan colour. And he just walks up and waits. And you see on his back, he has a greatsword. Proper medieval archaic weapon.
Okay, Alia, this is your first test. Be cool. See this guy? That guy is cool. Be as cool as that guy.
Do we all need a call sign? You're Big Daddy, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
Head out to greet them, I suppose.
Yeah. So as you step out, this guy has his arms folded, and you see he's got all these like suits. Part of his suit's all these mechanics and all these dials. And then as you walk, he slaps one, turns it, and you see smoke issue up from the collar, like as it cools him down. Then he grabs the dial, turns it, walks over. Who are you?
Someone in need of a drink.
A smile creeps across his face and you see his black and yellow teeth. That's a good answer. I am Hato Lowborn. You could call me an official round here.
Celeste. And we've had a long day and a difficult job. So what's the fee?
Straight to the point. Girl that I like. Pretty name too. Well, here at Ember's Rest, fee is... Looks right on down. Looks like you'll be stocking corpo credits, eh? Don't look like you're from the Imperium.
That's right.
Give me 50 corpo credits, and you can park this rust bucket wherever you want.
Yeah, bro, that's really cool.
He turns and he does clock you and he goes, I've seen you before. You look familiar.
No, bruh, I'm just out here living my best life with Big Daddy.
Look, Alia, just be normal, okay?
Yeah, this guy takes a big kind of inhale from the tube and then exhales smoke from his nose.
Pleasure to meet you. 1,000 blessings upon your family.
I was going to try and haggle him down, but after this, I'm just going to go over and give him 100 credits. Just be like, we were never here, as I'm sure you're aware.
Of course!
Yeah, loaded, right? 50 or 100 are nothing to us, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got 14.5k.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you accepted the job, right? So he goes, well, you're practically wearing a masking drive to me. He slaps you on the arm, shoulder, Celeste, and he goes, welcome to Ember's Rest. And then he indicates the city of chimney stacks. And he just says, we ain't got much, but what we do got, drink. Follow me.
That's all we need.
I'll show you. To a decent... He takes a big breath of that, smoke, hits the dial again, turns it up, smoke issues from his suit, turns it back down. Yeah, I'll show you where to go for a drink. And then as you guys are already sweating, and he turns and he goes, you're probably going to want ice. And as he leads you further into Ember's Rest, a smuggler's cove, we'll go ahead and end the session there. And for the session, I'm also going to give you all an experience point.
Because I spent a lot of them trying to fucking mask our ship.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious. This would have been a totally different adventure from here if you'd been caught, but, Anyway.
Okay, can you go back through the stream and just clip that everyone gets an experience point for me?
Oh, fuck.
Absolutely, yes, I can.
Alright, so we'll end that session there.